All right, Bears fans, we got to kick off the show with some bad news. Both Rome Odunze and Luther Burden are officially out for Saturday's night's game against the Green Bay Packers, and this just sucks, man. It just sucks. I was hopeful Luther could come around and play, but that clearly is not the case. Not surprised on Rome Odunze, but in the biggest Bears game in years, you're going to be out two of your top three receivers for this football game, and a player in Luther Burden who had really been trending up the last several weeks. So now you enter this game with four healthy receivers. DJ Moore coming off a strong game, Olamide Zaccheaus, a capable veteran, Devin Duvernay, who has seldom played receiver, then Jade Walker, who really has seldom played. He's been a healthy scratch in a lot of these games. I think it's pretty clear, and I'm probably going to do a full video on this, and we're filming this before our live show on Thursday, so subscribe and join us for our live show. I think you're going to see a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. For those who don't know, that's 2 and 3 tight end sets. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 3 tight ends, 1 receiver. So, DJ Moore is obviously going to play the majority, if not every single snap offensively. And then Olamide Zaccheaus will serve as that 2. I think you're okay there, but from a depth standpoint, you really can't afford to lose anyone else. You do have Maurice Alexander and J.P. Richardson on the practice squad. I would anticipate one of those guys being elevated for this football game, probably Alexander if I had to guess. But both have return ability too. So if you don't want to expose Devin Duvernay to too many returns, you could have one of those two guys serve in that role as well, whether it be kickoff or punt return. So we'll see if it impacts the special teams side of this at all. But it might, because Devin Duvernay enters this game likely as your number 3 wide receiver. This is why you sub. Good news, bad news. We're breaking it down here on Chicago Bears Now. Our next milestone is 146,000 subscribers. So if you want to support the channel for free, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button right now, and you are not going to regret it. Okay, more on the injury front. Amen Ogbongbemiga is also going to miss this game with a hamstring injury, so 3 players already ruled out with Rome Odunze, Luther Burden III, and Amen O. In some good news, it does seem like there's a decent chance that Tmaine Edmonds will play in this ball game. He was a full participant on Thursday. Obviously, he's missed the last month on short-term IR, which he still remains on as of this moment. He has not officially been activated, but when he went down, he was leading the team in tackles. A lot of splash plays too, right? 4 picks, 9 pass breakups, some TFLs in there. I think he and TJ Edwards have played much better together in this scheme. TJ was good in Flus's scheme as well, but Tmaine Edmonds just never seemed to be a great fit under Matt Eberflus, but he's been awesome this year under Dennis Allen. So if you can get him back, especially for this game, even if it's on a pitch count, that would be big. You've got DeMarco Jackson, who's been playing pretty well, so that would give you 3 linebackers that you feel pretty good about for Saturday night's game. The 4 following players are questionable, including Tmaine Edmonds. If they activate him, he'll play, obviously. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, he had a baby boy, I believe, so he should be fine, but that's why he's missed a practice or 2 here. DeAndre Swift limited again today. He's officially questionable with that groin. And then Cole Kmet, who was full today, dealing with that ankle and knee injury. I expect all these guys to play, with Tmaine being the wild card. We don't know if they're going to activate him or not. My gut tells me they are, but we'll see. But those other 3 guys, Tryon-Shoyinka, Kmet, DeAndre Swift, I expect them to all be out there. Okay, we'll get to the Packers injury news, and then I want to talk about this Thursday night game a minute because it does impact the playoff picture significantly. But first, we are sponsored by Rocket Money. Are you looking to scale back on your spending or just overall grow your savings? Look no further than the Rocket Money app. It's a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. A lot of cool features on Rocket Money. The dashboard lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates and paydays, in a way that's easy to digest. You can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending. Where they really specialize in is they're going to help you get rid of subscriptions you no longer want, or in some cases that you've just forgotten about. Rocket Money will help you cancel those. They have saved users $2.5 billion, including $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 per year when they use all of the app's premium features. So Cancel your unwanted subscriptions. Reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/bears now. That is rocketmoney.com/bears now. One more time, link is in the comments and description, rocketmoney.com/bears now. Okay, Packers injury news. A lot of player status up in the air. As of filming this at 2:30, they have not released their injury report, but that'll be out in minutes, probably by the time we go live. But reporters on the ground noticing several players that did not practice. Matt LaFleur announced some of these before practice as well. Josh Jacobs and Zach Tom, which LaFleur commented on. Evan Williams and Josh Wiley weren't seen at practice either. I don't expect either of those two guys to play. LaFleur did leave the door open for Jacobs and Tom, saying that we'll give them up until inactives are due on game day. So sounds like they'll go through warm-ups on Saturday at Soldier Field, and then they'll make a determination to whether or not they can play in this game. Josh Jacobs said earlier in the week he'd rather play hurt, saying it hurts more to not play than to play hurt. So we'll see. He's pretty tough. He's played through stuff throughout his career, and this season, obviously, he's a big piece of Green Bay's offense in terms of his ability to be out there and just kind of be a physical specimen in the run game. We saw late in that game, he split 3 defenders and got that huge first down, which ultimately resulted in a touchdown drive to win the football game for the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see if if Jacobs is out there. It does sound like Christian Watson will be. He practiced for a second straight day. Don't know if he was full or limited as of this exact moment, but 2 straight days on the practice field certainly feels like he's going to be out there. They might list him as questionable, but barring a setback, I would expect their speedster to be on the field this week, and that's obviously a big deal for the Packers because he has really opened up this offense since coming back this year. He's started to kind of look like a guy who can be Jordan Love's number 1 receiver with his ability to stretch the field vertically with his size and speed combination. He obviously made several big plays against the Bears a couple of weeks ago, and will look to do so again this week. And Green Bay, without Micah Parsons, they might view this as a game where they have to kind of win a shootout. So I'll be curious to see what adjustments Dennis Allen makes this time around, whereas last time he blitzed a lot and got burned. Does he try to kind of limit those explosives? You would think the answer would be yes, but obviously Watson is a guy who can generate those throughout the course of a football game. All right, predict the score. Bears-Packers, who wins, and what is the final score going to be? Give us your thoughts down in the comment section below. Go ahead and drop those score predictions in. And before we get out of here, obviously Bears-Packers, huge implications in the NFC North and in the NFC playoff picture. The winner is the 2 seed going into Week 17, whereas the loser is probably the 7 seed. But also tonight, the Rams and the Seahawks play. The winner is the 1 seed, and the loser exits this game as the 5 seed. That's where Seattle currently sits, but with them both having the same record, if Seattle were to win, they would jump all the way to the number 1 seed. Huge game tonight. Doesn't sound like Devontae Adams is going to play for the Rams. Charles Cross, the left tackle, is out for Seattle, so a couple key guys out for this NFC West matchup. But huge implications for the number 1 seed. If you're a Bears fan who wants the number 1 seed, you're rooting for Seattle tonight. And the reason for that is the Rams' final 2 games are against the Falcons and the Cardinals. The Seahawks still have the 49ers, and the Panthers, who aren't great, but they're better than the Falcons and the Cardinals. So there's a better path for Seattle to lose one of their final 2 games than the Rams, because the Rams should not lose to Atlanta or to Arizona. If the Rams win tonight, I think you can kind of soft lock them in to that number 1 seed in the NFC. So keep an eye on that game tonight, as it should have big implications in the NFC playoff picture and for the Chicago Bears. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Chicago Bears Now. We'll be live here in about an hour and a half or so, so subscribe and join us for that. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you then. Bear down.